You know, I mean, you talked about this is your second time exhibiting in this gallery.
Yes.
And, you know, how does it feel for you when you reflect on your career and on, you know, you've been here for 20 years and all the things that you've done, and now, you know, a lot of people, New York is one of the big homes for the arts, you know. How do you feel having your own show for the second time in a city like this?
Well, it feels great, of course. Yeah, it's an honor for me to exhibit at Skoto's, and this is, like I said, it's my second time, and I have been in several group shows.
You talked about political themes in your previous work. Can you tell me about how the situation in Sudan is relevant or is visible in this work, and how it came out for you?
Most of the paintings, or a lot of the stories, as I'm doing them, I have in mind those people because I have them in my heart and I love them dearly, and it's very painful to keep, you know, creating as you have all of those issues that you're dealing with. I have two interests going parallel with each other. One of them, I do lots of political work that I use it to advocate for my heritage, my culture, and my stand on human condition all over the world, and of course in Africa, my stand on, you know, civil rights and human rights and women's rights, and all this struggle is very important to me as a human being and as an artist. And in fact, I think this is a responsibility for me as an artist to be able to outreach with my visual images, with my visual tools. And I don't, you know, I don't target European only, or I don't target American only, but also my own African fellows, my own African people. So my art is very much to communicate with them, to communicate ideas with them, to create some kind of discussion about why we're doing this, why that's important to us, or if there are any other alternatives that we can, we can deal with situations a little differently. I don't consider myself as one who answers questions, and honestly, I don't really care for answering questions, but I consider myself as someone who asks these questions, and then other people can answer them. And of course, I'm an artist in my, my other character. So I exhibit my work in the mainstream New York art scene, and I'm very happy that my work can keep moving back and forth between both, even though I don't think there is a barrier between them. But in the mainstream art scene in New York, in Boston, and elsewhere. So I'm very happy with that show. It feels good.
I do have one more question. I'm sorry. I wanted to ask you, just as a general question, how do you feel? Do you think that African artists are recognized enough, internationally for the work that they're doing? Are there enough out there that are in the mainstream?
Effort like Skoto's have been very important on taking African art away from being African art and getting into general African theme. Because, as I said earlier, this gallery, I had many shows with non-African artists in this gallery. And often, this gallery exhibited, African artists with other African artists, and without titles in the world. If you walk in, often you might not be able to recognize who is who. And this is what we have been saying earlier about the citizen of the world, and about learning from different cultures and learning from everybody. Because we, artists, we make the world better, and we have all these politicians come and ruin it for us. So, but yeah, generally speaking, I think the African artists have been very, still there is all kind of, unfairness to them as an artist and different struggle that they are going through. But in the term of their work, I would say, yeah, definitely, I think they are among some best artists that you can see work on them. And I think people get to understand now either learning about young African artists or different generations of African artists, they get to teach themselves about there is other possibilities, there's other visual possibilities, there's other aesthetic possibilities, and there's other themes and subject matter possibilities, and they're important, and they're enriching the culture, they're contributing to the bigger culture, they're contributing to the bigger picture. Yeah.
That's it, it was great. And okay, great.
It brings certain aspects of his culture and combine it with modernist tendencies. His work is universal and it falls within the realm of contemporary